Garth, so can you sum that up, sum up your emotions?
Oh, look, disappointing, obviously, to work so hard and get ourselves back into that game. There's certainly a lot of positives to take out of that game defensively. Probably without doubt our best defensive effort of the year. For them not to score a try in the second half, and there's some attack in that football team. You got 3 internationals in the back line, and Moreland, Valentine, Holmes and Dugan, so there's some strike there. But I thought defensively we took some real steps forward there tonight.
Attack-wise, to me, it looked like, again, neither side seemed to just have that ability to snatch for a good part of the game. Fair comment?
Yeah, that's a fair comment. Yeah, we just probably didn't take the opportunities when they were there. Probably a few little effort areas. We created some line breaks and some opportunity. I think 2 tries over the line disallowed or not water tries, which they weren't. So I'm not arguing about that. But the opportunities were there. We just probably needed a bit more effort in certain areas, a bit more better execution, and the result could have been different. But certainly some steps forward for a team tonight. That's for sure.
What did you think when Ash snapped that field goal, Garth? Do you think you had the momentum to get home?
Yeah, I did. As we probably saw there right at the last minute where. The error came right up on the last play when we were attacking the ball for the bomb and that. There was an opportunity there, but there was too many of those missed opportunities tonight. And you can't give a quality side like Cronulla Sharks that many opportunities and not capitalise. Like I said, you got 3 nationals in their back line and Fafita's an international. So you got to make sure you take those opportunities when they come your way.
Mate, the halves, like when I came to me, never really probed right at the line. They seemed a bit hesitant with each other, either side. What do you think? Were you happy with them?
Yeah, I think because of the conditions there, probably made it a little bit difficult to, to go to the line and try to thread a player through a hole. It was the ball was wet, it was slippery. It was more a case of either pass early or run. It was because to catch a ball into the line under pressure in those conditions, wet and slippery. You come up with errors and. Obviously, it's the first time Ash and Bryce have played together. I thought there were some real positive signs there, and there's certainly things we can work on going forward.
Will you persist with Bryce at 6, Garth, or do you think Kane's, after the way he played today, could force his way back in, or do you want to go with Bryce?
Yeah, look, I'll look over that during the week, Pete. And I thought Kane played well. I watched the game before I come to the game. I thought he did some really good attacking stuff for the Tweed side. They weren't really tested in defence too much. The opposition didn't really provide too much threat there with their attack, so it was hard to get too much of a judge on his attacking wise. Yeah, he was great, but I expect that from Kane going back to that level and doing what he did. But that's great, hopefully get some confidence out of that today's game, and whether he's back next week or whether he just has to have a bit more time there, that'll depend on how we pull up injury wise and things like that. But I was quite comfortable with the effort that Bryce and Ash did tonight.
What did you think of Bryce personally? How did you assess his game?
He was willing. He got himself in the game. He took the line on. There was one set there in the second half where he ran the ball twice and got tackled and got down and played the ball. And he's a big body. He can do that. Which is good. You're right. He probably needs to take the line a little bit more with that big body and challenge the line a little bit more. And I'm sure he'll do that the more confidence he gets in that role. But I thought tonight was his best performance for the Titans so far since he's been here. I really thought he went to the game tonight.
Ryan, do you think Jai Arrow is ready for Origin? He was outstanding tonight.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't like to talk too much about Origin, but I wouldn't want to verse him. So, yeah, he's probably one of the informed forwards in the comp at the moment, and he's definitely putting his front foot forward. So he's been our best player, and he's probably got the stats to back it up.
Has he surpassed what you thought he could do at this stage of the season?
Yeah, watching him at the Broncos, and just watching him come off the bench for them and play minimal time to come here and knock out 60 minutes and comfortably do it. And he came back 4 weeks early from a rib injury to play round 1, and he's just killed it ever since, and he's just taken everything in stride, and he's just getting more comfortable playing long minutes, and probably the best buy of the year so far.
Almost a charge down of the kick off the rebound, like in terms of typical of his effort second half, almost won you the game, but couldn't quite take advantage of it. So not just him hit the ball up, is it?
No, he's good in all aspects of the game, and it's good to get him back home. Another local junior playing for his local club, so it's great to have him back.
How is he, Garth? How is Jai? Did he get a knock in the first half?
Yeah, he had a little bit of a back issue. He had carried into the game, but he was cleared. He had some scans during the week to come back all clear, so it's a little bit tender for him. But he's hard to hold back. You know, you want to try and get him off to give him a spell or rest him and stuff like that. And you see him fighting with the trainers all the time. So he's one of those players that you love in your football side because players love playing with him, as you can tell from Doug's comments about him. You know, he puts his body on the line and he feels it more than anyone. Like he's doing it tough in there at the moment. You know, so a lot of the boys are, but that's good. You know, they got to learn. You know, it's close enough's not good enough. You know, and you know, but we can take some massive positive steps out of that tonight.
Sorry, you had a question during the week about being the worst defensive side in the competition. Do you think you restored a lot of pride tonight with your defence?
Yeah, 100%. And you know, just the tries they scored were off kicks and just back-to-back penalties. I think it was 3 penalties, and then I think Dugan even knocked it on, but then they end up getting over with that. But the second half, we didn't let in a try, and the game was there for the take, and I was at the end just catch the ball and fall over the line, but didn't happen to be. They go down the green, kick a field goal.
Just on Jai, I mean, he's been a great addition, obviously, for your roster. Are you surprised the Broncos let him go, given how talented he is?
Yeah, look, he was probably a bit of an unknown for me too when I come here. You know, he was a young guy that I knew he'd played, you know, quite a few games, I think 15 or so for the Broncos off the bench, you know. So I knew of him and stuff, but I had no idea of the quality that what he'd bring to this football team. You know, I've said from day one, I'm not shy in saying that I'm a massive fan of Jai Arrows, that's for sure. You know, he's like I said, he's what we can build a club around with that sort of people and that sort of work ethic and that sort of desire. You know, they're the sort of guys that I want in my football team that I can build a club around.
And a few times during the first half and the last set, Rainey was finding Bryce rather than Ash, who looked a bit frustrated. Was that something to work out, or was that the plan to take pressure off and go to Bryce a bit more?
No, it's probably just the way, you know, this probably comes down to Ash, you know, taking a bit more control. I'm sure he will. You know, and that comes down to them getting to know each other and working with each other. You know, it might have been Bryce trying a little bit too hard. You know, he was, wanted to take control of that football team, and he showed how many carries and how many times he had touches he had the football. You know, he really wanted to stamp his authority on that game, and I thought he did it really well. So, but that's just them probably getting to know each other and work with each other a little bit closer. They've only had 1 week of training together, you know, and already they've grabbed me inside and said we want to do some more video first thing of the week together and stuff like that. So there's some real positive signs there, how much they want to work together and get this team on the right track.
Do you want to see some more control from Ash? I know he's been good in some moments, like late in the game, Garth, but do you want to see a bit more control across the 80 minutes from
Yeah, I think probably, you know, our set ends in the first half probably cost us a little bit. You know, there was 2 7 tackles, Bryce did one, Ash did one. They got caught with a bad kick on they made a break on the back of that as well in the first half. So just a little polish to the end of our sets, and you know, Ash probably does need to take a bit more control of that. You know, he's the one with the dominant kicking game amongst the two, and you know, and I have put that, you know, that challenge to him, and but you know, he's certainly getting there. He's a step in the right direction. I just think he needs, our set ends tonight probably could have been a little bit better, but you know, he showed how cool and calm he was by snapping that field goal. There was under no instructions from me. He just took it upon himself. So. You know, that was a sign of a kid that's really mature and knew what was needed for the team.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, boys.